Are we live?
Yes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crossed Paths. We've decided that we were going to do this as episode AMSR.
Wait, ASMR?
ASMR style. Where you can hear our mouth noises. Nice and intimately.
No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to Crossed Paths.
I hate ASMR.
We probably just creeped everyone out just now, and we're like, what the hell did we walk into? Welcome. Yes, everyone's like, no.
Yuck, no.
So, yeah, we have a special guest on tonight with us. We have Kimber Ann.
Let's bring her in. I gotta remember how to do this. I gotta unmute her.
There
she is.
Hi.
Say hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Oh, we didn't do the intro thingy.
Oh, we need an intro.
Yeah.
Hold
We
on.
need to do our intro.
Well,
Okay, we'll be right back, guys.
It's under here, isn't it?
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you scroll down, and we need to create a new one.
I know.
I got my
You
popcorn.
created that beat. That's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You have to show me how you created that.
Oh my God.
I got my popcorn.
Yes, and I have mine. Dave gave me this tiny ass bowl, skimping on me.
Here, look it. I got some.
Yes, true popcorn party.
Hey, look. We have all our bowls packed, and I made the popcorn, so I get the bigger bowl.
We're having to send hi to people. Hold
Well,
on.
let's get on with that. Saying hi. Yeah. Hello. Whispers of Three. Trinity. Oh my God, I can't see. What the hell? I got the wrong glasses on because that's the way I roll. Tiny Trinkets and Tarot. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Angela.
Hi,
Hi,
Dory.
Dory. Hi, October.
Hi,
hi,
Tara.
Maya.
Hi, Tar Apple.
Hi, Lori. Yay.
Yay.
So, yeah. What did we want to talk about?
Aliens.
Oh, yes, aliens. That's what we were going to talk about last time.
Aliens.
That's why
Yeah,
I have my
'cause,
Alien Area 51 on.
Yes, that's
There we go.
awesome.
And I got Yoda.
Shows my age.
I got Yoda. And you have
I'm just an alien
Yeah.
myself, so I don't need to wear anything. I am an alien. But yeah, what do you guys, do you believe in aliens? Do they exist? When you picture like the word alien, like what does an alien look like to you in your brain?
Oh, that's a good question. What does an alien? When you think of the word alien, what does that alien look like? I'll tell you for myself, I'm a Trekkie, so I believe aliens could look all kinds of different, but they're not that different from us. Like I believe maybe there's some that look Klingon, maybe some that look Vulcan with different ears, slightly different. But I don't believe like there's like giant squid out there walking around like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe swimming in an ocean, but like the sentient aliens, when you think aliens or the Martian, if you're, from the 70s and 80s, the whole
Like
Martian
the little
thing.
green men.
The little green men. Marvin the Martian.
To me,
what do you think?
Like when I think of alien, I kind of think more of like on the line of, did you guys ever see the show not Roswell, it was Taken. That show Taken, it like super old. I remember watching it when I was a kid, but it was like with Dakota Fanning. She was like this alien girl that was born from this mother that was abducted by aliens, and she ended up having like these really cool powers and stuff. I kind of envision aliens as if they
So-
look exactly like us, just
Oh,
they
okay.
have unique abilities that they have ish. That's how I envision aliens.
Wait. Hold on. You hop in we got to do this in categories. So hold off on powers and stuff like that, because that's the next category. But as far as their look, their aesthetic, yeah, you believe they're
Yeah, I believe
basically
they could
humanoid.
look like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. To
No.
blend in.
Now, Kimberly Ann, what do you think?
Well, I have a theory on that. I always believed in aliens, and when I saw the movie The Last Mimsy,
The last.
I fully believed.
What's the last? I've never seen it.
What's
The
that
Last
about?
Mimsy. It's about this rabbit that comes to Earth, and this little girl makes friends with it, and these kids. You got to see it. You just got to see it.
Why are alien shows these days always about a little girl?
That's like Asian cartoons. It's always a little girl.
Yeah, it's always a little Asian girl.
Like,
But-
what was that cartoon we were watching?
Oh,
Oh my God, with the stuffed animals.
Totoro.
Totoro. With the
My
little
neighbor
girl.
Totoro.
My neighbor Totoro.
Yeah.
So, okay, next category. Aliens. Now, we've established they're all humanoid.
Mhm.
Powers, abilities. Are some stronger than others? Do some possess telekinesis or E.T.'s finger?
Or do you think? I don't know. For me, okay, I kind of take it back. I don't think that they possess like actual powers. I just think that they're more enhanced within like intelligence wise. They're very advanced. They have advanced technology. They understand us, seeing as they've probably been watching us for like since before Earth was even created. But yeah, I think they're more mentally advanced than we are. That's what I think of alien.
Kimber Ann, I'll go last. Kimber Ann, you go next. What do you think as far as abilities?
Well, I think if they had any abilities that they would share it with us somehow. But I think they are so clever that they don't. They're thinking, why should they? It's just like God and Jesus. Why would they want to show themselves to us obliviated kind of organisms? And if we don't already believe in something like that, then we will never grasp the concept of life and why we're here.
Right.
So I think there's multiple aspects. I think there's all different aliens all over the place, right? Out there in the vast, vast universe. Some are less developed than we are. Some might not even be able to speak yet. And then, of course, there are those that are vastly, intelligent and light years ahead of us. Now, the thing is, if we're going to talk about aliens visiting us here on Earth, obviously the less developed aren't going to be in that mix, right? Because they wouldn't have interstellar, travel, if they're still using bows and arrows, So obviously any alien that may have visited us, because I believe, and I'm skipping topics, but I believe that we have been visited. But so yeah, I think there's all aspects of the gamut. Now, would they share it with us? I kind of agree. Probably not. But it could even be more of an ethical thing, You can't, I can picture a vastly advanced species kind of looking in on us and saying, hey, we can't corrupt them. We can't make ourselves known because our technology they're not ready for, So, yeah.
Right.
And Tiny
hold
Trinkets.
on. Yeah, I was about to say.
Tiny Trinkets and Tarot says there's a vast multiverse out there. Do you guys believe in the multiverse?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like the whole multiverse theory? I absolutely believe there's an infinite number of different timelines that go through, through the cosmos, like, cosmic spaghetti, if you would. And, and there's an infinite number of possibilities,
but
of different, scenarios.
My question is the multiverse to you just different timelines, or is it also other dimensions? Because to me, I view the multiverse as in there's multiple variations of what's literally going on right now, but different scenarios. Like, for example,
are dimensions, yes.
We all three could be roommates right now, or all three of us could be enemies right now in this exact timeline, but it's different scenarios. But then I also believe in the different realms. Like, I believe there's the Demimonde, which is like a shadow realm. I believe in the mirror world. That's literally ours, but opposite to what's going on.
There's a difference between time. Yes, there's time. We know that there's time. We know that exists. There's a past, there's future. But yes, when in terms of the multiverse, there's the infinite number of parallel possibilities or dimensions. Sophie. Yeah, really cool. Okay.
What about you, Kimbram?
Well, there is other dimensions. Okay. On that theory, I've got to say, I have visited both the intergalactic and the understellar in the below regions, heaven and hell, so to speak. Okay. I've been through the cosmos, and I've walked through the pits of hell. Not just, metaphorically, but physically. How? Well, it was, my mom taught me all about the heaven and hell, and she showed me the Bible and all this other. I still was a skeptic. I think there is just too many signs out there saying that there isn't any other worldly people like us. There's too many points. I mean, somebody just can't be like, well, okay, I'm on acid. I'm going to talk about aliens. I'm going to talk about this, and then getting everybody to believe in that. Somebody had to be somewhere at some time and visited or had some kind of an interaction with the other side of the solar system.
No, it's like
that makes sense. Because for me, I feel that most of the time when something is born, it's because it's born out of some kind of experience that they've had, and it's not purely just, I completely made this up.
Oh, like truth,
if that makes sense.
Like truth to legend, if you would. Yeah. That's the thing, is there's too much of it out there to dismiss.
Yeah. And if you think about it, if our world has had all this time to evolve from a single-celled organism to full species of humanoid people, why is it not possible that other worlds out there have had just as much time to evolve, and there's other life forms out there?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: you can think of it mathematically, scientifically. Okay, the sun. When you guys look up at the sun, basically the sun is a star. Now, if you go out and it's not cloudy, and you look up in the sky, you see all those twinkly things up there. Those are stars. Each one of those is another sun, is another sun, is another sun, is another sun. Right? So we're here. You think of it statistically. Even the biggest naysayer, 1% say, 1%. That right there, out of that infinite space there, is probably hundreds and thousands of worlds. So it's mathematically, there's no way we are just the only ones in here in our lively existence in this vast space of nothing. I just don't buy it.
Also, because when you think about it, everything evolves to adapt to its environment. So if you think about it, other planets that revolve around the sun and have different types of, I don't know, they have different kinds of atmospheres or geological differences. It's like the organisms that are on those planets had to adapt anyways, depending on what their planet is like.
I have some comments here, and this is very interesting. Whispers of Three says, yes, definitely ancient aliens like the Mayans and the Egyptians.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dory says, I so believe in ancient aliens. What are your thoughts on that? Kimberan, what do you think about the whole theory of like how the Egyptians built the pyramids and stuff like that? Was there alien influence on some of that stuff?
Definitely there was some alien help. I believe they knew something. The Egyptians are very smart, very intuitive. I believe that they have the connection of the interstellar.
Absolutely.
If you ever talk to an Egyptian, which I have talked to many, they will talk about time as infinite, nonstop. It just blows your mind.
Yeah. Yep.
It's kind of like, don't they believe like death isn't like a period?
Death
like
is not the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just the next.
It's just a change. It's a next step.
It's just another passing to another
Well,
dimension.
we all think that, really.
Yeah.
Well, most of us. I mean,
I was gonna say before I knew about my practice and understanding the once you die you become part of the ancestors. To me, death, I like literally was afraid of it. And I thought like death was just period. You become nothing. That's what I used to think.
Yeah. No. Now, in the ancient Egyptians, their gods were called pharaohs, and they were actually real people that walked the earth. So their gods weren't mythical. Their gods were the pharaohs, the great kings of Egypt. Do you think
that then when they passed on, they ascended?
Yeah, but obviously, but do you think that maybe they were alien influence to guide the whole thing? Think about that.
What do you mean?
Maybe they weren't truly Egyptians, but maybe the pharaohs were alien.
Like hybrid hybrid pharaoh alien?
Could be.
That's a concept.
I mean, it
would explain like how they
were
able
to build that they have powers
back
and
then.
Well, not so much that, but some of them had powers and abilities. But they were real, like they walked the earth among their people.
I mean, because where did the Egyptians get the idea to build such machines through their head, through their own thinking? They had to have some kind of other connections to build these great, big machines, to build these pyramids, build the empires, everything.
Just to create the simplest idea of a fulcrum, and ways of getting those big blocks up the sides of the pyramids as they were building them.
Well, not just that, to create like a perfectly shaped pyramid.
True. Right? with rooms that are inside and stuff like that.
Right. Secret passages, traps. Like, that's just insane that they thought of all that back then.
I mean, look at the movies Abyss, Contact, The Last Mimsy. There's like right there in your face saying, hey, there's aliens among us. And sometimes they make comical movies about them, but there are some strong evidence why you think the Area 51 is closed down, why you think they don't let us go in deep within the caverns and check out what's in those tanks, because nobody can handle it. But I do have very good stories on my alien encounters.
Ooh, you should tell us some of them.
Yeah, but first, I'm going to make a point. I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Now, y'all know I'm a techie, right? I'm the techie guy.
Mm-hmm.
Think about technology. In the 1960s, right, we barely had computers that could do anything. It was like glorified calculators. 70s, they had computers as big as a room that could, print a sentence. Like they couldn't do much. Fast forward to the 90s. Now you have computers that, play games and stuff like that. You think of this technology, right? We've advanced so far, in the 2000s as we got really complicated computers. And look at what we're doing today. All that's going on here is a computer. There's a computer. My MacBook Air is producing all of this. But now, think about in the last few years, how much has technology really advanced? It's kind of slowed. My belief is that all of this technology was trickled out from stuff discovered at Area 51. You think about, like, if you were to do a graph of it, right? We would be advancing like this, like this, like this. Then, the crash at Area 51, we advance like this. But I think we're actually starting to reach the limit of what we can understand at this point from that, that advancement, from discovering, the stuff there and kind of reverse engineering it.
Janice said that there's lots of documentaries that discuss all of these ideas that we were talking about.
Yeah. I've sorry, I'm over here chomping. I'm sorry, guys. Documentaries. I've seen some. Like, there is a documentary, and I'm not to bring up documentaries, so now I'm gonna struggle to figure out the name, to think of the name, and I can't think of the name. But there's some documentaries on the Egyptians and how they built the pyramids and stuff.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because of that comment. Lucian, you're so polite and dainty when you eat popcorn. If you saw me eating on the video, it would look very different. Munch, 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 mouthful. Drop some on the floor for the dog.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's what I'm normally like. I'm like trying to be quiet. I'm like, I don't want to interrupt people, so I'll just eat one popcorn piece at a time.
Oh, screw that!
So it's not like all you hear is Dave trying to talk.
Yeah, I'm like this over the bowl.
I'm just like, I'll be polite. I'll eat one kernel.
I'm not compliment this. That's popcorn. Just so how to eat popcorn.
Right. Usually you'll hear me off on the side. I'll be like, shit, and Dave will be like, what? I'll be like, I just dropped like 3 on the floor.
Yeah, I got them down there. So yeah, the whole reason why we've been doing this live, because we always do popcorn party, but the reason why we have Kimber Ann on, because we were talking like last week about our scary stories. Remember, guys? And Kimber Ann, you told us a little bit about your scary stories, and then you volunteered to get right into it. So let's get into it.
Yes.
What do you want to hear?
Just tell us the story.
Go for it.
Once upon a time.
There's a part that I can't tell, and I won't never tell unless I see you two in real life, and then I'll tell it. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Whatever
fine.
you're comfortable.
Yeah, skip over those parts. Absolutely.
Okay. Oh my God. All right. Now, I kid you not. This is a true story. It's not something I just fathomed out, just, whatever. This happened. I know it happened because it's just, there's too many sticks pointing to it. Okay. All right. Now, keep in mind, in 1992, I had my son in November. So in December, okay, now hold that thought for one moment. In December of 76, my father had passed away. He got into 2 car accidents and he didn't survive the second one.
Oh no.
Okay.
That's 1976, right?
Yeah, well, 1976-ish. Okay.
Mhm.
So then when I had my son, which, my son looks so much like my dad because
But this is in 1992.
dad's genes. Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And have my dad's genes in me, and that's why he looks so much like my father. It's just unreal. Anyway, that's a very good thing. Anyway, so okay, upon having my son, and then it was like December because it was like I was laying there, and you know how the glow from the night lights are like. Everything is illuminating the room.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
It's like that subtle illumination that's just kind of not like these bright overheads. It's just
Right.
out of view and it's very low and subtle. Yes.
Right. So me and my mom, I was laying there and I had a backache and I didn't feel like going upstairs and go get the medicine. For some odd reason, I put it up there, but my mom was laying there and I was talking to her and I said, my back hurts. And she was, well, you carry this big boy for 10 months actually. And so he was like 7 pounds, 14.5 ounces, 22 and a half inches long. So my cavity is small. So I had to carry him, like pretend like this is my back, this is my front. It was like my back was really, really arched. So I was laying there trying to get it to straighten out.
Yeah.
And me and my mom were just like looking at each other. And then all of a sudden, there's no windows in this room. It was like a 1930s kind of house. So there was limited windows in there.
Mm.
And it had a fireplace, a non-working fireplace. And it was like, just, like one of those antique houses. So it was me and my mom and my son was the only 3 people occupying that house. And we happened to see this big, huge figure. And it walked through the living room. And my mom, I can just see her. She's like, just like eyes wide open. She's like, are you seeing this? I said, yeah. And it was the shape of my father. So, like I said, it was in December. And he came like right there by my edge of the bed. And he's just looking at me.
So
he
he's
comes over here.
Your father. Like, what color was he?
He was a black shadow.
So
Yeah,
it was a
I was
black.
gonna say it was a shadow.
All right.
Shadows
Okay.
are black.
All right. A black.
Yeah, but I can
I
tell
wanted
it's
to make
him.
sure. Okay.
I can tell it was him. Anyway, the crib was like, okay, like here's my bed and here's the crib. It was like in front of my headboard. So he leaned over me and I seen him, flesh, eyes, hair, everything. I just seen him. And I go, and for some reason I said, don't you hurt my son. He put his hand on my shoulder and he like pressed down like he normally does because he's a big, huge man.
Mhm.
He was 7.5 feet tall in real life, 600 pounds muscle. So yeah.
Wow.
And he leaned over and he says, "Don't worry, I'm only here for a short time." My mom is raised up and she's looking at him like, and she cannot believe this. So this is, I think, where it started. Anyway, he leaned over and kissed my son, and he turned around and glided across the floor.
Wow.
Me and my mom were like, we could not. We could not. We just could not. So my mom goes, "Turn on the light." I'm like, "No, you turn on the light." "No, you back and forth." So I got up, turned on the light, and I was sitting there. She had a wheelchair at the time. I was sitting in her wheelchair, and I said, "Oh my God, Mom, I cannot believe that Dad was just here." And his high karate, the smell of it was in the room. But that's not the alien story. So time went on. December went by. It was January of 93. And it was a ice storm, really bad ice mess kind of weather, and it was so bad. There was kind of like a basement, and you go down in the basement and it was flooded and it was solid ice, and there must have been a dog who had puppies, and she came down there to deliver her puppies, and they were all okay. You ever know that one cartoon, Ice Age?
Mhm.
Yes.
You know those characters frozen in time in the ice?
Yep.
That's how these puppies were.
Oh.
Freaked me out forever. So I was standing there. I was like, "Oh my God." I was flashing this big flashlight. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's a horror show." So I went back in and I told my mom. She was, "Oh my God, that's so bad. That's so sad." She was, "I don't even know what." So that following night, she went to bed and I was laying there. I was like, "Oh my God, I cannot go to sleep. My back is hurting." She's, "Just go upstairs and go." Okay, so I'm on my way upstairs, but something told me, like when you go into a room and you just know that that's not the room to be in. Like the outside is probably best. Well, okay. I went outside and like when it snowed and it like blue glistening and it's so pretty and just everything's like that quiet silence of the night. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh my God. And it was cold. So my mom's like, "Shut the door." So I shut the door, but I went outside with no shoes on, no coat on. And my mom's like, "Get back in here. You got no shoes on." I said, "I'll be there in a minute." So I'm walking on top of the snow and ice, and I thought it was the most fantastic thing in the whole world. And where the house is, that was behind, like in the back, big backyard. And right around the corner, like if you go around the corner to the front, you see like the street, and you can look down this alley, and you can see the church. It's like a well-lit church. So I was looking down that alley, and like I said, it was well lit. But there was an object like in front of the church.
Okay.
All right.
Now, in the street in front of the church, or on the church's property?
There was like my street, the alley, another street, and then the church.
Yep.
So it was like in between there.
Okay, I got it. Okay, got it.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. I've told a few people this story, and some of them didn't believe me. Some of them did. And they're like, I don't know. But okay, when something happens to me and I tell a story like it's a grand thing, people don't believe it. It really happened to me.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Anyway, this thing, I don't know if anybody you know what a trailer is, right? A house trailer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's what this object was, and I was like, what's a trailer doing there? Was somebody going to just live there in the alley? So I was like, kind of curious. Now this is where it gets weird. I was standing there going to cross the road, and the road was ice thick, slippery. I had no shoes on. I had no coat on. I had a little inkling of my mind to go back in and go get the coat, but something told me, don't even bother. Okay, so I'm crossing the road. I'm going down the alley. I am no longer sliding and slipping like Bambi on ice. I'm just walking like it's a regular concrete floor.
Interesting.
And I get to this trailer. It was dark brown. It smelled like it was freshly varnished. So I was looking at it. I was like, well, maybe we have new neighbors, because you don't know these people. They're like in and out of this little town just really fast. Like a place moves in, they didn't like it, so they move out, and it's just weird. So I didn't really think anything of it. Now, I was standing at the door, and I was like, it smells like fresh varnish, like somebody just painted it, left it here. I don't know. Well, I looked back at the house, and I couldn't see the house. I thought, well, maybe the fog rolled in. Maybe I should go back. This door opened up and says, why don't you come in? Oh, I said, warmth at last. I said, yes, please. So I went in there, and she was so beautiful. I could not even take my eyes off of her. I don't know if you remember the McDonald's Moon Man.
No.
The what?
The McDonald's Moon Man, when he was like advertising something. It was like late at night, and he would play a saxophone.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Okay.
No, me neither.
Well, anyway, this girl's chin was like moon-like in the bottom. Like a...
Yeah, where it goes like that.
Like when you look up in the sky, it looks like a fingernail.
Mm-hmm.
That type of moon, but it's a whole moon. But anyway, her chin was like really low and pointy. Her forehead was high and like pointy. So I, automatically said moon. So I'm sitting there, and she gives me this coat, and she gives me these slippers, and she goes, here. She says, I don't even know what you're doing out in this weather. I said, my mom told me not to. Yeah, you remember the Moon Man, Dory. But she goes, you should listen to your mom. I was like, I know, but I'm so rebellious, I can't even stand myself. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, this is a really nice trailer. I said, you here, she says, well, we just, kind of pulled the trailer in and all this other. And I was like, oh, that's cool, And I was looking at her little area where she works at. It's like when you walk into the door, this little area, like a desk, where it's like a little lamp, and, like a typing place. And then there's like the rooms and stuff like that. So she gave me a tour, and I'm looking at her family tree. I'm like, your family is so beautiful. She said, thank you. I mean, she was the most beautiful person I've ever seen. And it was not like I was in love with her, but I felt really close to her, like
a connection.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
So as she was showing me the house, I noticed that everybody had this one symbol. I drew it on this thing here because I can remember it exactly, but it wasn't drawn exactly like this. And I will show you here in a minute. But I was looking at this strange shape that was in everybody's, picture. So I was like, what's that about? She was, that's our family crest. Oh, okay. I can get behind the family crest. I know, you know. Yes, all her family had moon faces, but they were, some of them were not pronounced as hers. Some of them were like smaller, some of them were longer, but they were just so beautiful. And I was like, oh my God. Well, anyway, I looked and this was the symbol.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's pretty.
That is very pretty. I like that.
Okay. And
That's an awesome symbol.
Hmm.
and it, you know, like the prettiest blue, like a teal blue, like a light. It was like a glowing, like when you see like pictures of ice or something and it's glowing, it's really pretty. That's what that was.
Yeah.
It was glowing on everybody's, you know, lapel, everybody's, you know, they were showing it. They were really proud of the symbol. And I'm getting chills just talking about this. Well, and she's talking to me, and I said, what is your name? And it would sound like Sophia and Xfinity combined. You know, like Comcast, the cable is now Xfinity, and Sophia, something like that. If you can say those two together, mesh them together, that's what her name sounded like.
Like Sofinity.
Oh my God.
Or Xfinity, something like that.
That sounds so much like it. I can't even stand it. Dave, were you there with me?
Oh no, that word just popped into my head. Just poof was in there, and yeah, Sofinity.
I'm shaking now.
I don't know where it came from. Interesting.
Now what? How would you say that?
Sofinity.
Sofinity. Oh my God! Wow. Yeah. If I didn't know any better, I'd swear that was her name. But anyway, you know, she had an X like at the beginning of her name. Anyway.
Hold on, I'm just gonna get some popcorn.
Oh yeah, me too. Where's my bowl?
Hold on, I'm just gonna go grab some more popcorn. I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah, right. But I mean, there was no Elvin back then, so I don't know. Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
She went like this, and she like grabbed something off her ear, and was that symbol, and she put it in my hand, and that was like ice cold, like a piece of ice was in my hand. And I looked at her. She goes, "We will meet again." She winked at me. I was like, "Oh my God!" And she goes, "Do not tell anybody that what you think we are, because we're not. And if you tell the wrong people, we will never come back. But you can tell as many people as you want." I'm like, "Well, how do I know who to tell?" She goes, "You'll know when the right time comes." So I was like, "Oh my God." And I said, "Thank you so very much." I said, this was amazing. I said, so I hugged her. And by the time I went back to the house, this is where it gets weird. I was standing there ready to cross the street when I was like, what just happened? Like, okay, like I went there and had this experience. I came back to the house, but I was standing at the crosswalk waiting to cross, and I was like, had I not moved from here? Did I dream it all up? I had this robe on me. I was like, I didn't leave the house with a robe, and I sure don't have a purple robe. It was purple. It was, oh my God, it was beautiful. And these slippers I had, I don't have these items anymore. Something happened, but I was like, I said, I don't have these slippers. I don't have, what happened here? So I looked at my hand and was like glowing. I was like, oh my God. I said, I got something in my hand that's glowing. Maybe it's a lightning bug. It's too cold for lightning bugs. I said, oh my God. I said, maybe I should go back inside. I said, I can't go back inside. I said, oh my God, I can't breathe. I went in. I told my mom. And I go, Oh my God, Mom, I was there for hours and hours. Oh my God. Did you miss me? She goes, what are you talking about? You were just gone for 5 minutes.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's actually an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where Captain Picard. I don't know. I'm talking about Star Trek. It's just I've been into it lately, but he had gone into a coma. I think it's for 1 hour. And in that hour, he lived an entire lifetime. Can you imagine that? It's crazy. But that's like you're there for hours and it's like seconds. Because back in the multiverse,
Time
I
warp.
think time, some multiverses are parallel, sometimes slower, sometimes goes faster.
That makes me think of The Magicians too, where
Yeah.
there's this one episode where Quentin
Time warp.
and Elliot went through the clock to I'm forgetting the other world, and they had like this entire life together, waiting to get a key, and then they ended up dying. Well, Elliot died, and then Quentin got super, super old, had a kid, got married, and then all of a sudden it's like they rewound time again. And when they came back again, it was like they couldn't quite remember what had happened because it was a different timeline all of a sudden. But all of a sudden it's like they ate a peach and then they remembered this whole other life and they're like, wait a minute, did that actually happen? Because I don't remember doing that yet. But it's quite interesting, the different time warps and timelines, and thinking that it's possible that there are worlds out there where time moves completely differently. So what we would think would be like hours and hours and hours, in reality there it's like 1 minute.
Speaking of time warp,
Like
That's how-
when you're high.
that's how I talk. When you're high, time slows down
Oh yeah, considerably.
considerably. So does that mean, now think about it, what is time? Does anyone ever sit back and say, what is time? Well, what is time?
I don't know if it's just me, or do you guys ever sit in a car while you're driving? Well, okay, never mind, because obviously
No, I drive from the trunk.
what would you be doing? Obviously, you're sitting in a car. But no, you're at a stoplight or something, and you're driving, and then, well, no, you're not driving, hopefully, through the light. So you're at the stoplight, and you're sitting there, and you're like, wait, what's all this rush for? Why am I driving so fast? Well, maybe it's just me, because I drive fast. But I literally go, like, what's the rush? Why are people trying to, like, zoom around me? Like, where are you going? That's so important that you need to, like, speed around. Like, you're gonna eventually get there. It's like, what's all this rush of this world that we live in that's just go, 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 go?
Well, you're the one that drives like a crazy maniac, so why?
I don't know. And then I'll go, oh, okay, I'll just drive slow now.
Yeah, it's so what is time?
Time is only an illusion.
Exactly. Time is an
Yep.
illusion. We created time. There was a time,
Hi, Kristen.
right? Here we go. I'm gonna fuck myself right in the brain right now. There was a time when there wasn't a time.
No, makes sense.
Before that whole concept was created. Caveman days.
Yeah.
It was light. Let me go hunt something and eat it, and it's dark. Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep.
I'll make a fire. Cook my food.
Yeah, there was no, Ooga Bonga Caveman wasn't going, Ooga Bonga Bonga, Apple Watch says it's 10 of 10. No,
No one was making appointments.
right? No one was making appointments. It was like, bitch, I need my haircut now.
Jeez, please don't do that. I deal with that all day long. Still, I actually had like 4 people walk up and they go, I'd like to make an appointment. I'm like, okay, so for what time and what day? For now. We're appointment only. So that means like the next day or future. Because if you book right now, that's a walk-in technically. And they're like, oh, okay, then do you have later on today? That's still technically a walk-in, and I'm booked up, so it'll have to be tomorrow. And then I go, never mind, and then they walk out. It's like, what are you expecting?
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta find out what this means. On time, not the trots. And I'll tell you why. My mom, the trots, used to be how she referred to, having the shits. And I for the longest time I was like, why the fuck do you call it? And I never asked her, but she's like, oh, got the trots. And she'll never blow it up the toilet. Well, I guess what it means is because you keep trotting to the shitter every 2 seconds. You call it the trots.
That's true, Dave.
So, yeah, what does it mean? On time, not the trots.
Look up the April's post. Because April said, time doesn't exist. You only
Yes!
have the present moment.
Well, yeah, but I can think back to yesterday. It did exist.
Hold on. I'm still trying to process this whole time doesn't exist.
There
You only
is.
have the present
There
moment.
is a tomorrow. There will be. There's a tomorrow.
Yeah. But, of course, there's always a tomorrow, but that's because
No.
we live in a linear existence.
Unless unless we toes up in the morning, but there is a tomorrow.
Because when you think about it, we grow old, we grow up, we go from popping out the womb to growing up, getting older and older and older, and then eventually we croak and we're buried 6 feet under. But it's because of that linear existence. But it's like,
Well, yes, existence is linear. You move forward and back. I guess. Well, that's forward and back.
but then doesn't that kind of contradict the only moment, or the time doesn't exist? You only have the present moment.
It's contradictory.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm thinking.
there is a present moment. I think of it more as a needle on a record.
What?
So time exists in this linear existence. The present, that is the current existence, is just one point
it's
of
the
that.
needle.
And it moves through. Like moving down a thread or a hamster in a tube.
Interesting. Oh, Kristen says time exists. That's why people age slower in space. Wait, do they really slow?
Yes, they
That
do.
wasn't English.
Yes, they do. I was seeing this. I saw a documentary on this. Yes.
Holy shit! Do you think it has something to do with gravity?
I think
That's
that's
why our faces droop when we get older. It's
I don't know.
pulling
I
our
think
faces
it's-
down.
I think it's a combination of things. Gravity, yeah. Pollutants and toxicity on this planet. Think of the shit we're breathing in. Their shit up there's pure.
Well, how do you know? Pure. They're just breathing oxygen.
Well, because it's through these scrubber thingies. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, true.
There's no, but they have done experiments and proved that the things age slower. You age slower in space. That's why I want to go to space.
Yeah, there we go. Laura says, I think time exists, but the measurement of time is a human construct. Yeah.
Yes.
Because-
I'm gonna put that up on the old screen.
Obviously, when you think about it, as we evolved, we understood, okay, like, oh, now there's the concept of money. Okay, but what do we need to do with this money? Oh, now we need to work. Oh, but how do we know when we need to work? Oh, we'll create this concept of you arrive at this time to start your job, you end at this time. Oh, but how do we know when we need to eat in between, take our breaks, stuff like that. So, yeah, when you think about it, time is man-made.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the concept, yes.
But do you think man or time? Wait, never mind. I don't know where I was going.
You know what the best thing about time is?
Wow.
I'm reading the frozen Charleston too. Hold on.
Have you had a Charleston Chew?
Hold on. I'm going to tell you all
Kimberam.
I'm going to tell you all about this shit when we get back. When I get my truck.
I had Charleston Chew in my life. Yes.
He got them because I've never had them before in my life. Is it normal to freeze them? Or is that just something you do?
No, that is a thing. No,
Oh yeah, you have to freeze them, otherwise they'll be strangling
Yeah,
down your
I
throat.
told you the story this afternoon, but I'll tell you
I
guys the
wasn't paying
story.
attention to you then, Dave.
So I just want to hit the great thing about them is I can bat you in the head with them and they'll kind of make dents. No, but when I was a kid growing up, my parents' house, down the end of our street was another street, kind of like another side street, but in that area, right across the street from the end of my street was a big like complex, baseball fields. It was a little league, a national little league complex. They had like 2 baseball fields. And the thing is, they had a concession stand where they sold like hot dogs, hamburgers, and a shitload of candy, ice cream, whatever, whatnot. Well, one of the like neighborhood favorite things to get there was the frozen Charleston Chew. Now they were a little bit different. They were a little bit longer, I think, or maybe it's just I was smaller. But you get them frozen. Do you want half?
No, I'm good. They taste weird.
They do not taste weird. So it's chocolate, and it's got the strawberry filling,
Which is weird because I love the taste of real strawberries dipped in chocolate. But then when it comes to this, it tastes weird to me. It's like a weird mix. I think mostly because it's like artificial strawberry. Is it artificial strawberry?
Of course, it's a candy.
What? That's not what I meant.
The comment that a journal's journey, Lori Gannon says, like the changing of seasons, passing of time, and then lifted them into year. Okay, so let's talk about the changing of seasons. Do they change? No, they go backwards. Like here you got spring. You got spring. You got all these flowers and everything. And as soon as the fall hits, everything goes back. The flowers die. Everything dies. So It's like a rebirth.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Right, and it doesn't never really change. It stays the same, but the process,
it just repeats over and over again.
I see where Kim Brand's coming from, because when you think about it, we're thinking of it as a cycle that goes into 4 seasons. But the way she's explaining it is if you go into the cycle or the way flowers bloom and then they die, it's literally just going back and forth like this versus in a circle of how we put it.
Okay, well, yeah, I think it's the same thing, but yes.
Well, no, because like the flowers.
Well, no,
bloom,
because
and then they're fully bloom, and then they just revert back to then they decay and then they fall off.
Because they don't. If that were the case,
or they go to sleep.
If that were the case, they would grow and they would sprout up and then bloom, and then they would unbloom, and the sprout would go back down into the earth.
Oh,
it wouldn't just die.
Well,
I think it's a secular.
They're hibernating. The flowers and everything are hibernating, and then they come back the next spring. Okay, probably more beautiful than the following spring.
Yeah, but I think it's a cycle,
as
opposed to a back and forth. I mean, it gives the same effect because you're just repeating this process.
Yes, because Kristen said, aren't they based on the position of the moon, sun, though? Which makes sense because that's the same with tides. Tides always, they go in and out depending on the position of the moon.
Well, you know why?
Because the moon orbits the Earth.
But why? How does that affect
Why does
the
it
ocean?
orbit? Because it has to.
No, why does it affect the oceans?
Oh, I don't know. Why does it?
The moon's gravity.
Oh, yeah.
The moon's gravity pulls on the oceans.
Right. So if it gets closer to the Earth, the tides come in and flood stuff, and then
as it goes around.
Yep.
But it's pulling that water towards it as it goes around.
Right.
Again, cycle.
Yep. The gravitational pull. That's what it is.
Wow.
And okay, you ever think about the two questions of life? What is our purpose and what are we doing here?
Oh yeah, think about that every day.
Yeah. So like you guys are got a purpose to be with each other, to combined into your space. Me and my man are meant to be together to combine in our space, and everybody has a purpose for something. And everybody sometimes say, well, I have no purpose, this and that, whatever. You think of all the stuff that you've been through. You think of all the hell and the trials and tribulations that you've been through. And then now you're like in this realm of pleasantry and prosperity, and you have roofs over your head, you have money to pay your bills, you have food to eat, you have cars to drive, and then everybody complains.
You have Charleston Chews to munch on.
Yeah, I have nothing, I'm so poor, I'm so broke. Okay, go to one of the big cities, Nashville, Las Vegas, see all the homeless people that don't have nothing but a pile of garbage to warm up to.
Yeah.
So we should all be thankful for what we have.
Absolutely.
Very, very true. Mm-hmm.
I just had to say that.
No, it makes sense, we all struggle through life, some a little more than others, some a little less. But you got to be thankful for the good things you have.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially like those who are struggling during COVID. Like, there are days where I absolutely hate my job and I question it, and I actually wonder, like, okay, what else could I be doing with my life besides being a hairdresser? But then it's like I pull myself back and realize, well, you know what? Yeah, there are moments when I may have shitty clients that are rude towards me, and I may hate my life, or I want to like make them fall.
I don't hate your life.
But no, not like I don't hate my life literally, but like it's like instead of complaining about it, I then remember like, hey, at least I have a job during this pandemic, where there are many people out there that because of the pandemic they had to shut down their business.
Yeah.
So it could be a lot worse. Yeah, like during the pandemic, the salon did close down for a couple months, but we were lucky enough that Dave still had his job. Yeah.
Wow, we got all touchy-feely.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just so not what popcorn pie is supposed to be.
That way.
The fuck? It's my fault because I'm smoking indica.
And you're not even sharing. See, that's the thing. I'm smoking these clove cigarettes.
Oh, are they called blacks?
Yep.
Yes, I used to smoke those. Oh, they're actually quite good.
What are they?
They're cloves.
Oh my god, they're so good. I
They
can't even
actually
stop.
taste and smell really, really good. I actually
Yeah.
want to get some now. Well, not
And
right now.
sometimes they have clove.
Is it tobacco?
No,
It's mainly clove.
yeah, it's like clove that you're.
You know, like when you put on your ham, the clove.
Yeah, so you're smoking clove?
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes there's little seeds in the cigarette where they explode.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. All the times I could have exploded.
I'll stick with cannabis because all the exploding happens inside my head. And I get very hungry.
Oh, look
Like,
at
I'm
Kirsten.
looking at the McDonald's cup.
Right? Look at Kirsten. Let's get high, eat popcorn, discuss homeless problems.
That's it right there. There we go.
An alien invasion.
We should have started with this. Oh my God. What the hell's going on? Hi. Wait a minute. I got to do this. So talk.
I love that bong.
Oh,
That-
Dave,
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
it really is cool. Wait, does it change
So-
colors?
It does. Yeah, I don't like
Or
to
is
do
it like
that.
slow?
So
Or do you select it as?
I'll explain.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You can talk now. I'll eat my non-invisible popcorn.
So what this is, first and foremost, is a dry herb vaporizer. So it's not the oils or anything like that. I grind up my stuff in this doodad. Hold on, let me make myself brag. So I grind myself up, and now if you're doing dry herb vaporizing, it's very important to have a good grinder. So I grind my stuff up in there, and it just kind of goes in the bottom, and you open it up and you put it in. And the lights actually mean something. So when it's green, it's ready to puff.
Oh.
So is that just like water?
Oh, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So first, Northern Lights. I've had Northern Lights. They don't have that at my dispensary now, but
When she said Northern Lights, I thought Dory
That's
meant
a-
like it reminds her of the Northern Lights.
no, that's an indicator screen. So,
Oh.
so yes. So one of the problems with dry herb vaping, and I have a number of of devices that I can't. Oh, look, like this one. This is a dry herb vape that I modified to actually go into a bong, because when you dry herb vape, you're drawing at a slower pace, and see now it turned blue. That means it's done with the session. But hold on, I get it. One more suck.
Yeah.
Suck too hard there, Dave.
Okay, so one of the problems with dry herb vaping is the air can get very dry and hot as you're puffing it in. And what's weird is more so than a joint, even though like a joint, it's on fire. But you still, when you dry herb vape directly, it's very, very hot. And it dries you out, and that's what makes me cough a lot. So this is they combine that whole tech with the bong technology, whatever, and that is water. You put just water in it, and what happens is when you suck on this, like you would a bong, the air goes in this little hole, through the heated
Chamber.
the chamber, through the water out the mouthpiece, and it hits really, really, really nice. You don't get that hurting throat nonsense going on. So there's different modes. So if you're familiar with
Does the water also? Because
Tabibin and Tababin.
I'm getting like a contact high here.
He always does. He always does.
So okay. What was that coming from?
I don't know.
Oh,
The water.
So yes, the water. Shit.
Does it change colors? Does it taste? What?
Oh, a hookah. It kind of reminds me a bit like a hookah. So does the water kind of act as a filter as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what. Okay, here. I'm gonna pull my hookah.
Because here's the thing.
Here's
But-
the anatomy. Hold on, of a hookah.
Oh,
Here we have my hookah.
I'm getting big up in here.
You breathe into this tube. It goes all the way through. It bubbles the water. What happens
wait.
is
It goes in and it draws through the water.
Yes.
And that's why it bubbles.
So you put coals on top on this bowl right here. Oh, it's not hot, thank God. You pack the bowl with the tobacco. You put the foil over it. You poke holes so that you can inhale and actually get airflow. You put coals on to heat the tobacco, and then when you inhale, it brings it down and filters into the water, back up, and then through the hose.
Yeah.
That is in your mouth.
oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, so the theory on that is that it cools the puff, and it filters impurities.
Mhm.
Now, let me tell you, here's another beautiful thing about dry herb vaping, is it doesn't burn. There's no carcinogens. Carnation. Alexa,
Carcinogen.
carcinogen. Thank you, Alexa.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word.
Matthew.
Don't.
I'm not
Hey,
laughing.
shut up.
Yeah. So
He says it again.
yeah, but there's none of that because you're not burning the material. You're just heating it to the point where any vapor in there boils away. Then you put that through water. It's really like the healthiest way to consume your weed.
This right here is my ALEXI, whatever her name is, and then this is my GOOLE. And even though I have it turned off, sometimes when people say their names, it comes on and starts giving me facts and stuff. I'm like, no, shut up.
Oh.
Shut up. And if you ever watched Tim Tracker, you know who
I've
Tim
never-
Tracker is, right? He goes to Disneyland a lot. Well, anyway, he's on YouTube a lot. But he was yelling that name, and finally mine yells back, Tim Tracker needs to quit playing pirates. And I was like, oh my God.
That's funny. Sometimes she back there gets into, minding not her own business.
Gosh, she's so random sometimes, and sometimes she just like ignores you, doesn't even want to listen.
Yeah.
And then sometimes she won't even listen to you, and she'll just do her own thing. It'll be like, that's not even close to what I wanted.
And
Alexa.
I'm like,
I'm flattered. Thank you.
Oh boy.
I'm thinking, like, who is that, right? Who's really responding on the other side when you call it name? Like, is it like somebody go, oh, here's somebody calling this name, so I got these facts.
Artificial intelligence. It's all shit that come from Area 51, my friend. Let me tell you. Artificial intelligence. There's no people. It is a computer. It is a farm of supercomputers that are thinking and responding to what we request. And I'm talking complex things.
That's opposite what I thought Alexa
Like,
was.
Alexa, what is a seahorse?
What?
A seahorse is any of 46 species of small marine fish in the genus Hippocampus. Hippocampus comes from the ancient Greek hippocampos, itself from hippos meaning horse and campus meaning sea monster. Having a head and neck suggestive of a horse, seahorses also feature segmented bony armor, an upright posture, and a curled prehensile tail.
Okay, she talks too much.
She just did research.
She just gave you a whole bunch of, whatnot. Ask her, where does aliens come from?
Alexa, where do aliens come from?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Earth is the only place we know life exists. We didn't find any on the Moon, Mars, or any other planet. No radio signals from civilizations near other stars have been detected. We think planets with liquid water could have life like ours, but we don't see any. This is called the Fermi paradox.
Yeah, that's a theory.
She's lying.
Yeah, no, that was from a contributor. So basically, what she does is she goes out in the internet and searches.
It's like, we didn't find out on the moon. Okay, we didn't say anything about the moon because there was never no moon people. And on any other planet in our galaxy, does not know, but in other galaxies.
But actually, no, she has a point. As far as we know, you got to be careful with the verbiage. Because, yes, we don't have any confirmation that life exists out there. We know it does. But I can't be like, look at this Klingon screwdriver. You can't find any shit like this on Earth. But
Here is proof. Right here. I drew that because I remember that symbol. I visited somebody in, I don't know. Unless an alien walks through my door right now and gets right here, who knows?
that's the see, and that's the thing. That's the rub of it all. And I think that's why that's a particular theory. it all comes down to, applying a little bit of faith and really thinking of it objectively. Look, I take faith aside and any kind of non-scientific thought. Anybody knows, like there's this thing called probability. Um, it's not random. It's proven. It's mathematical, and the probability out of all of those suns that this is the only one is almost a mathematical impossibility given the sheer number of suns out there. There has got to be. It does not make sense. Out of all of that, there's just us.
Right. So, like,
Sense.
where did I go? What did I experience?
It could be any one of a multitude of possibilities. You could have been transported. That box could have been a holodeck. You don't know what technology exists in other, worlds. It could be that you didn't go anywhere. You walked in, they knocked you out and planted that memory into your brain. So many possibilities. You just don't know based on, what their technology. You don't know what their tech is.
Right. Like my mom, she said I was only gone for 5 minutes, but I felt like I was there for hours.
Yeah. And you could have stood there for 5 minutes and they could have just implanted that memory into you, from their ship up and out of space. Or, they could have beamed you away, for 5 minutes and just beamed you back.
Because the next day I looked and there was no trailer there. There was no footsteps there. There was not even room for a bicycle.
That's what I'm going to tell you. That's what I think happened. I think you didn't walk into that alley. I think on your way, you were beamed away, and then all of that was placed in your memory.
How do you know she was beamed away? What if she was actually standing there? She wasn't beamed anywhere, and they projected an illusion.
Could have been that too. Yeah, that's true. They could have just froze you, and put so many different possibilities.
Yeah, because when I told my mom that, she was like, saying the same thing, and I was like, but how? How can that be? Why would they do that? Why would they choose me? Well, maybe they had a message for you, and to carry on okay, is there life beyond this realm? Okay, so you experience something, nobody knows what it is, and maybe that was a message saying that there is life beyond what we think.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to believe, it's so largely vast that we won't be able to handle it, because just like the voice of God, if he were to talk to us, our head would explode, and his voice is the sound of a butterfly whisper.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That deck. Show them this deck.
Oh.
Yeah, we should just edge the deck. So I have let them show it off.
Oh, it's upside down.
Don't do it upside down.
I got the deck of the Bastard in linen cardstock.
You bastard.
Wait, hold on. That's the title card. So I got this deck, and it's awesome because everything about this deck you can customize. So with this deck, you can get it in this size, or I think it also comes in the bridge size. You can have it either regular cardstock or linen cardstock. I decided to get the
Bordered.
blank border. You can either get like the titles on it or key terms. You can even customize the backing. So this is the backing I chose for the deck. And then I edged it in gold so that everything kind of like matches. Yes.
Interesting.
And gold was the one I chose, and you took my advice.
I did because I was like, "Ooh, that matches really well."
And I'm glad. I feel really so blessed that you guys are my friends. I really do. Because, outside of YouTube, I have my man and I have my son.
Mhm.
But, my man, he's busy with his cars and stuff. And then my son, he's got his own life. So I have my crochet. I have my Animal Crossing. I have, just YouTube videos and here and there, yonder. And there's really no friends that I have. And when I first come from Chicago, I had a bunch of friends and they just disappeared. So I was like, well, I was never equipped to have friends my whole life. I was always a loner and everything. And then when you guys wanted me on your channel, I'm just truly blessed. And I say that with the immense amount of love I have.
Oh, thank you. We love you, Kimbran.
Absolutely.
We're so glad that you came on.
Yeah, it was so fun.
And thank you,
Absolutely.
Lori and Dory. That just rhymed. Lori and Dory. So they were just commenting my deck. Oh, but actually, no, that actually makes
the
sense
Gold
with
Edge,
Lori's
yeah.
comment, a rift in the time-space continuum. Sorry, going back to...
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Are you a Trekkie? Because that's a common, that comes up a lot in the Trek
Or she
world.
could be a supernaturalist, because they talked about time-space continuum.
That's true.
Or rifts, rather.
Oh, that's right. Star Trek calls it the space-time continuum.
Hmm.
Yes, but rifts in those space-time continuums. Yeah, if you there's been a lot of Trek episodes where people have gone through rifts in space-time and just gone past and lived different lives. It's just it's a crazy thing. Those space-time continuums. You got to stay away from those things.
She's a Trekkie.
Yes.
Wait, is it that?
No.
Or wait, is it that?
No, it's this.
That?
Yeah, I can't do that either.
Oh,
Live
that.
long and prosper.
How do you not... Like a...
Because I suck.
So wait, how did this become the sign of like...
Because that's the sign of Vulcans. It's the Vulcan. It's
Because
like
they
the
have
Vulcan
3
way.
fingers.
Oh, okay.
No, they have 4 fingers.
They
They
do.
just do like that, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
have
don't
4
know.
fingers. It's just their wave. It's live long
You
and
mean they have
prosper.
5 fingers?
They have 4 fingers and a thumb. Va 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 va.
Oh.
Your hand. They
So then wouldn't it be this?
no.
If it was 4 fingers?
It's a symbol. They make a symbol. Live long and prosper.
Yeah, like this symbol.
Yeah. Except you can't do that with your fingers.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lori's a Trekkie too.
Yes.
So is Dory.
That's what we're doing then after this. We have our TV show exchange program is going pretty good.
Yeah, we alternate episodes. So we alternate episodes of both Supernatural and Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. Love by Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, well, tell me, you know what? While we're here, tell us about your Trek experience thus far.
I love it.
No, be honest.
No,
be
no.
honest.
No, I like it. I really like it. It's interesting getting to know the characters throughout the show because so far we're almost at the end of season 1. Like all the different characters. I love Quark. Quark is my most favorite right now. Odo, I have like that love-hate relationship with him. It's like I love his character, but it bugs me how I feel like he has a stick up his ass 24/7 and he's very like guarded with everything. He has major trust issues.
Oh,
And then Cisco is just Cisco to me. He's like the head honcho, keeps everything under control. Oh my god, okay, I cannot get being a hairdresser. I cannot stress how amazing it is that Kira's hairstyle changed in like 2 episodes. She went from
the pilot
hair to hair. Then the next episode she had a bob, and then they lopped it all off. I was like, thank God they made that choice to lop it all
and
off.
she looks
Because
gorgeous
it
with
looks so
it
much better
yes.
with her attitude, and she's just very like out there, and headstrong. I'm like, she needed short hair because it just fits her personality a lot better.
Yeah. So the thing about Trek, and any Trekkie, most Trekkies probably know this if they're really, really, really into Trek, is that the way their series goes, the first season or two is just character development. They don't even introduce any serious story arcs. They just rotate through and have you get to know each character. And this is why he could say, "Oh, I love Quark's character." Odo has a stick up his ass, right? You're getting to know the characters. Now in season 2,
Wait, like I love. Sorry to butt in again. I love the fact that the Ferengis, that they're all about opportunity.
yes,
That was like the other day when I made a joke with Dave, and he was asking like, because we have the Ring app where it shows like whether, or the doorbell, or we get a notification if someone unlocked the door. And he goes, "Are you home?" I'm like, "No, I sent a doppelganger to abduct your statues at a ransom. I demand like 5 bars of gold pressed platinum if you ever want to see your statues again." And he goes, "Well, I'm glad to know you've been paying attention to the show."
Yeah.
But I love Captain Picard and Dr. Spock.
Oh yeah. No, those are good characters. Kira is my favorite character in Deep Space Nine. I love her character. I met her at a Star Trek convention and I fixed her computer.
That's awesome.
I'm such a fucking geek. But yeah, the cool thing now is that you're gonna find out why a lot of these people, like especially Odo, as you get in the later seasons, you'll find out why he has a stick up his ass. Kira, you'll find out why she's a bitch all the time. She has a reason.
I don't really see her as a
she's bitchy.
Well, okay.
I mean, she's nice,
for certain people that you obviously can tell she doesn't like.
Yes, but she's very short-tempered.
Oh yeah, very short-tempered.
Very, but you'll find out why. And even Cisco grows as a character, and you find out why he's the way he is, and especially when the Emissary of the Prophet story starts kicking in. Oh, it's fun.
I can't believe we're sitting here talking about Deep Space Nine.
No, and the
whereas
thing is,
like a week ago, I would have been like, "Oh, rolling my eyes."
It's good, and I'll tell you, actually, as far as Supernatural goes, to be honest, I've kind of always liked the show. I just didn't let him know, so I'm actually enjoying going through it as we alternate. Oh, come on. Sam is hot. Sam is HAWT hot. You like, I have to.
I'm a Dean fan.
Oh, Sam's so hot.
That movie. You want to hear what a nerd I am? I love D&D.
D&D, what's D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Kira has PTSD. Absolutely. Absolutely, she has a piece. Yes.
Oh, I never would have picked that up.
Well, because you don't know her background yet. You will find out.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, aha. Yes.
So
yes.
Us three should play D&D together, like on Facebook, like a live thing. I have like a bunch of dice in the book, and
I've never played. Have you ever played D&D?
No. I don't know why it took so long to answer that.
It's just like role playing, like, I will become Darth Vader's mistress. Okay, where did Darth Vader's mistress come from? Oh, Lucian, he could be, like a high priestess for the Dark Realm, stuff like that.
Yeah, but how does, because then, yes, that's you define your characters, but then you play. It's something based on dice rolls and numbers, and you battle and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I was in the middle of playing D&D once, and something happened. we had to abruptly stop the game. And I kid you not, I could not get out of character for 3 years.
Damn.
I didn't know how.
Damn. Yeah. So yeah, that hit. Oh my God! Now my high is kicking in. I had edible earlier too. A journaler's journey. Laurie. I should just say Laurie. Why did I just say Laurie? Says yeah. So RPGs. Now see me. My guy. I never got into
Role-playing games.
Role-playing game. Well, I won't say role-playing games because I'm going to get to something. But no, I never got into D&D or anything like that. I was always into video games, and I used to love like some of the RPGs on video games, like Final Fantasy. There was a bunch of other ones, but Final
Did you ever
Fantasy.
play Warcraft?
Yes, World of Warcraft.
Hmm?
Oh, absolutely! Wow. Oh, yeah,
I used to love WoW.
yeah.
I used to be the undead. One of my favorites.
Oh, you were the Horde.
I was yes, I was either the Horde or I were the elves. Those were like, well, yeah, those were my two favorites. Those were the only.
Wait. No, you're getting confused. So the Horde is the bad guys, and the Alliance is the good guys. Now, do you mean orcs? Like the
No, I wasn't the orcs. I was the undead.
Oh, okay. So you were the Horde. You had a Horde
Yeah, I was
character.
the undead, or I was the elves.
Okay, but the elves were, the good guys.
Or wait, were they druids?
Druids came later.
Oh, okay, that's why I was getting confused.
Yeah.
Either
So
way.
I created this kick-ass. I used to call him a battle priest, because I geared most of his like achievements as I played the character towards defense and offense. And the stabs I've had were all offensive. So I used to bring that thing on raids, and I'd be able to heal and freaking take on, 15, what do they call them? 15, what do they call those? NPCs, non-playable characters, just the bad guys, whatever you're playing against. Yeah, that was my. Now I want to go back and like spark up my my WoW account.
Right, me too.
And, like when I first come here to Tennessee, there was a lot of people playing D&D, but there was never no room for me. I mean, I'm not a poet, but I went to go like get involved in it, and it's like, well, we're having tournaments and all this other, maybe next season. And each time it would dwindle down. So I'm like, okay, where are they playing now? Oh, they're playing in Atlanta and all this other. I'm like, oh my God, I don't travel.
Now,
Yeah.
is D&D like a computer game?
No.
Well, there's computer versions of it, but
There's
D&D,
versions of it, yeah.
the true D&D is a
Board game.
it's like a board game.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You roll dice.
Interesting.
And I would show you my dice. It's like right over there, but I have to get up and go in them drawers and dig through stuff. But
I'm heating up.
and nobody will play with me.
Oh, we play with you.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice. I mean, wonderful! Yay!
I'm actually pissed off. We have an Xbox One S sitting over there, and actually we used to play Diablo. We
I
loved
want
it.
to get back into Diablo.
We got to get back in because we can play. We play that cooperatively, and it's just so much fun. We played the shit out of that game. We're pretty far in there.
Oh, well, I packed up the controllers. So we
Yeah, I
playing
mean,
that.
yeah, I don't think it's not happening till after
Oh
the
no,
move.
I packed all the games too.
Well, they're preloaded. I'm going to
Oh,
pack
duh.
up. Yeah, I mean,
But
we got to
you
pack up.
still can't play with it.
No, we're packing up. I'm going to pack up the Xbox.
Tomorrow we gotta pack the. What are we doing? Oh, we're gonna clean out the attic. Then we gotta do
Under the
closet,
bed,
under
the closet.
I thought you already done packed and everything.
No, packing's forever. I told you, like, on my theory, like I think it was last week. Moving and packing and shit like that should be like, they should use it as prison sentences.
Right.
It would be the best deterrent ever because it sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. It's like a punishment. I can't wait. I want to.
Well, thank God that we only have to bring the boxes like 2 minutes down the road.
I know,
Could
it
be
still
worse.
sucks. Yeah, but I mean, these big things, like, it's so bad. We're actually hauling a lot of our furniture piece by piece to Savers, and we're just buying all the furniture. It's easier, except for things like the TV. That TV and the stand's coming. Our bed, but
why do we need that TV stand? I thought, oh, for the living room.
For the TV room.
TV room, yeah.
The living room, I'm gonna get a TV to go on the living room because the bracket's gonna be there.
The bracket's still gonna be there, yeah.
Yeah. So
wait, what are we doing with that TV then?
I don't know. That's too heavy to go on that type of a bracket. We gotta get a light.
Oh, that could probably go in our bedroom.
Yeah, that's right. It's in the bedroom now.
Within the 6 years that I've lived in this house, I've accumulated so much. You come in here, you think it like this is one of the little mom and pop shops. And I got so many knickknack and so many this and that, whatever. If I were to move out of here, the only things I would get is my makeup, my electronics, my medicine, clothes, and I'm out of here. And I would have to leave everything behind because it's just too much.
Yeah. Yep, it sucks. Oh God, yeah, they're talking about Odo. He sleeps in the bucket. Yes. We just watched the episode where Odo got trapped in the turbo lift with Lwaxana Troi, Deanna Troy's mother. And they actually are forming quite a connection. It's kind of cool to see.
Do you guys remember the card game Magic? Because Dory was just talking about, she said, I never played it. I played Magic. I taught my boys Magic. So I had someone play with me. I have only played Magic once. At the time, I didn't have money to buy cards. And I was like, I remember the card game Magic because I started to collect them around the same time I started collecting the Pokemon cards, which back in the day when I was living in Japan, where it first originated from, it was actually called Pocket Monsters.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
We used to have the Pokemon app on our phones.
Where's that beautiful cat?
He's on the bed.
I love that cat so
we've
much.
taken down our towers. They either reside at the back door, looking out the window on top of the boxes, or on the bed.
I love that cat.
Or literally up on top of the cabinets now.
Yeah. The fat one gets up on top of the cabinets. Loki, the most ungraceful thing. You should hear him when he's getting off the cabinets. It's like a bowling ball.
Oh my God, you should have. He scared me half to death when I was taking a nap on the bed because I was just laying there peacefully, and all of a sudden I felt the bed, like the whole bed just shook. And I opened up my eyes, and he's like, Loki's just like staring at me. I'm like, oh, hi. I guess you're on the bed now.
So how many cats do you have?
Just two.
Just our two little guys.
Loki and Thor.
And the gray one's Thor?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. He's such a beautiful cat. You know, that blue Persian or blue, is it Persian? No.
No, they're, I don't know what the hell they are.
I think he's
Thor's just a gray with white markings, and Loki is a pure black.
Oh, because like when you show him, he looks like a blue Persian, because he's got that tone about him. So I don't know.
He's a very thin cat. That's true.
Anywho, I think we should wrap it. How long have we been on?
Oh God,
for?
we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. It was a long one. There's only 5 people left. We brought them here talking about cats.
Right. So I mean, I do have like ghost stories that I lived through. I have all kinds of different other stories I can tell and everything that
Oh my God, we're gonna have to have her back.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have her back. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Back by popular demand.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, yes, we are going to wrap it up, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. A little different than what we usually do on Popcorn Party. What's all that PayPal up there?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
No, it's not like PayPal stuff. It's just like.
Oh, I get the same ones.
They're just what?
Yeah, I get the same ones.
What do you mean?
Service@paypal.com to tell you that, yep, your shit got charged.
Oh,
Yes, I know what those are.
Oh,
I know what those are.
Lori wants to hear ghost stories.
Lori wants to hear ghost stories. Oh, no.
I got something that will curl your hair. I'm telling you.
No, we're saving that for like the next one.
yeah. We should save it for the next one.
We'll
It's
save it
almost
for the
11
next
here.
one. Yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
gonna save that for the next one, especially if it's really, really, really good. Because I'll tell you, and we're gonna leave on this. Do you guys ever? There's this thing. You guys ever hear of creepypasta?
Yeah.
Lucian makes fun of me all the time. I am addicted to creepypasta.
I literally come home and I just hear him like in the bedroom listening to creepypasta.
Yeah,
I kept calling Scary Spaghetti.
Scary Spaghetti. That's what I'm
I was like, "You listening to Scary Spaghetti?" He goes, "No, creepypasta."
Yeah, I'm hooked. I subscribe to the Let's Read podcast on Apple Podcast, which is creepypasta. I'm all caught up on that, so I'm like, oh my God, I need more episodes. Yeah, love me some creepypasta. So.
That reminds me, the other day we were making some spaghetti and I said, "You creepy pasta, you creep."
You're mad at that pasta. You tell that pasta who's who. I just spotted. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh God, we haven't even eaten yet.
We haven't. I don't even know. Well, I wonder what's open at this time.
What time is it? Oh, it's nothing open
I
o'clock.
want sushi.
You ain't getting
Nothing
sushi.
open o'clock.
I'm not gonna see if they're open.
Nothing's fucking open o'clock over here. Oh yeah, because I might get that veggie shit that I got. It was really good, like Fu Manchu Ching stuff.
I'm gonna have to make you some of my spaghetti meatballs.
Oh, honey, I am Italian. My mom and dad taught me how to spaghetti and meatball. Oh, now when you make your meatballs, do you put Italian breadcrumbs in them?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not a meatball unless there's Italian breadcrumbs.
Well, some people don't.
Well, now if I don't have them, I'll take crackers and mix the hell out of them, and I'll put some Italian spices into it, put it in the oven for a little bit, let them all bake together, and then my generic form.
Yeah. Oh, I love meatballs. So yeah. Obviously, I grind my own meat because I have one of those Hoosie nuts things with. I smoke too much.
A meat grinder.
No, yeah, it hooks.
Food processor.
Yeah, it hooks onto the front of this thing. It's a fucking. What's the thing over there? The thing.
A mixer.
Yes, the mixer. What is KitchenAid? Mother of God. Yeah, so I have a KitchenAid and I get all the things. So I'll grind.
We gotta figure out what we're eating because all the places are gonna be closing soon.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so basically I grind my own meat and I put all that stuff together, and I also make my own sausage. Okay, we do gotta go because I'm hungry. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. And we're gonna start doing some games on Popcorn Party too. We're gonna bring that game stuff back. And
Yeah, D&D.
and yeah. So thanks for stopping by. Say bye to everybody.
So, bye everyone. Thanks for stopping
Thanks
by.
for having me, guys.
Oh,
Eric and Bram.
absolutely.
It was such a
It
pleasure.
was so much fun.
I love you so much.
Oh,
Love
we
you
love you
too.
too.
Definitely have you back.
Definitely.
Definitely.